Hola. So today I wanted to speak about prayer. I wanted to speak about prayer, but I want to put a disclaimer out there first. I'm not trying to change anyone's belief. I'm just giving my opinion based on the knowledge that I have acquired along my journey of transformation, both spiritual, physical, mental transformation that I've enjoyed for the last 5 years. I have invested quite a bit in terms of time and attention and knowledge acquisition. And guess what? It doesn't end. It goes on forever and ever till your dying day. You're learning and learning, which is the greatest attitude to have. So today, yes, I wanted to talk about prayer. Um, Prayer as compared to the prayer that I used to pray before and the prayer that I pray now. The prayer that I used to pray before was a prayer of transaction, begging God to do certain things for me. Mostly these things that I wanted God to do for me were things on the material base. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want a house, I want a car, I want more money, I want school fees, I want. So here I was in a relationship with God, my Father, as a son, continuously asking Him for things. Very few of them were delivered. And the idea was that I was not having enough faith. The reason I was not getting what I wanted was not faith. And the reason that I never got satisfied, but kept on going back and back and back and back for more and more things was, I think, because I didn't know certain things or I forgot certain things. So today, first of all, I would like to remind everybody that you are a co-creator with God. You are one with God. The Bible says, in fact, Jesus himself says, that the kingdom of God dwells inside of you. You and God are one. The reason you talk about God and then talk about yourself is just for purposes of language, just trying to understand, to create logical explanation. But otherwise, you and God are one. And God is represented by many things, one of them being your breath, the breath of life. The moment that breath leaves your body, that body drops like that. So what is keeping you alive is your breath, and that breath is God. And if you're uncomfortable with calling your breath God, at least call it a representation of God. Yeah, but so I just wanted to let you know that you are co-creating, that everything that is happening in your life right now is happening because you want it to be like that. Because you are causing it to be like that, whether consciously or unconsciously. Yeah. Unfortunately, most of us in our lives these days are unconscious. 99.999% of the world is unconscious because you are born in an unconscious world and it raises you to be unconscious from all its actions. Be it the food that they give you, physical food, be it the food that they give you in your ears, the food that they give you in your eyes. Everything is designed to keep you unconscious. And now it's even worse with social media. People are so into their gadgets, they no longer even have interpersonal relationship. People have social anxiety. They have not trained their muscle for social engagement. They only know how to be on their phones, and their phones rob them of their attention, rob you of vital attention, which you would need to wake up. So you actually spend the whole day asleep and distracted. So you are in deep sleep. And because of that, it causes a lot of issues in forgetting who you really truly are. So God created you in his image, and you can stop for one moment, pause the video, close your eyes, and Imagine what that means to be created in the image of God. In the image of God. God who you don't even have the words to describe. His mighty, his majesty. You don't even have the words to describe it. But he made you in his image. You're a copy of that. And then you're busy kneeling down and asking him to do things for you. No, no. Let me just mention a few of the powers that you as a human being have. You see, people always say, I'm a human being. Now I understand. I am weak. I'm a human being. We human beings are weak. You know, you put your humanness forward as a sign, as an excuse for your weakness. And yet your humanness, being in the image of God, is your power. Human beings are full of power. I'll give you a power. I'll give you an example. There are many that I've written down here. The power of vision. Can you imagine seeing? Can you imagine getting light into your eyes and you actually visualize things? Just stop for a moment and think about what a privilege and a blessing it is for you to see. I'm not going to go very deep into it. I hope that you can have the opportunity to think about it. What about hearing? The fact that you can hear me. You can hear the thunder, hear the music, hear the birds singing in your ears. Do you know how the process of hearing works? How the sound waves go through the ear and then they go to the brain and the brain integrates it? How the brain makes variations between the frequency to determine the pitch of the sound, to determine the volume of the sound based on the electricity, the action potentials that hit the brain. I mean, it's serious, complex mechanisms happening in your body. And guess what? Unconsciously. You don't just sit there and say, okay, let me see. Okay, let me hear. This stuff is happening unbeknownst to you. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful that is inside you is. The immune system, the ability for your body to walk into this world that is full of organisms that want to eat you up. Viruses, bacteria, fungi. They're in the air. You don't see them. You're breathing them. You're eating them. But they don't kill you. Because in your body, you have T cells, you have B cells, you have macrophages, you have neutrophils, you have all these innate immune system, adaptive immune system, lymphocytes, all these things in your body doing their work behind, at the back end, doing their work. A superpower of immune system. Talk of homeostasis. I mean, I could go on, and I'm going to give you quite a bit. Homeostasis, the ability of your body to automatically stay within a certain range of variables as far as certain environments of your body is. For example, the pH of your body is always between, I don't know, 7.4 something and 7.35, a very narrow range. And the body will do everything to ensure that the pH remains in that range to keep you alive, because the moment it goes out of that range, you are dead. Your temperature remaining at 37 degrees centigrade, or a certain range, maybe between 36 and 37.5, a certain range. It will do everything. It will bring blood to the skin so that you lose more heat, or it will contract the vessels so that you become warmer. It will put the hairs up. It will increase the metabolism. The brain is taking part of in everything. The vessels are taking part of everything. The heart, just so you can keep your temperature. And you're not participating in this. It's automatic. It's a power. Man, what about creativity? You've seen artists, those who paint, those who draw. I have a son who is an artist. He mesmerizes me with the way he's able to draw certain things and bring them to life. Where does that creativity come from? If you cut his brain and open it up, where will you find that creativity? How does creativity even show up? How does someone write a poem? How does someone come with a brilliant business idea? Why him? Why at that time? Creativity is a superpower, and guess what? It's always with us. What is that? What about the ability to plan? The ability to plan. Have you ever thought about it as a superpower? For you as a human, is the only animal on earth that can plan. Make a plan for the day, make a plan for the week, a plan for the year, and actually begin to execute on that checklist. How many people take advantage of that superpower? The ability to plan and be in the driving seat of your life. There are many, I'll just list. There is digestion, the ability for you to eat food and get nourishment out of it. Think for a moment. You eat a mango and you get nourishment out of it. Your body produces the right enzymes. They reach into the large intestines. The microbes, bacteria that are in there, remove what they want, release what they want. And all of a sudden that mango nourishes you, gives you life. The power to digest, to metabolize, to assimilate. The power to detoxify the body, the work of the kidneys, the work of the liver, to detoxify the body. You take poison. People drink alcohol. Alcohol is poison. How many people have you seen waking up dead from alcohol? Very few. People drink alcohol. I drank alcohol for 27 years. Because I have a superpower inside of me to detoxify, despite the alcohol destroying my body, I have the ability with my liver and my kidneys to remove those toxins out of my body. That's why when I stopped drinking, within 1 month, the body was already repairing itself. All that battering that I was giving it without poison of alcohol. But people don't die. People smoke for years. People eat junk food, poison. They don't die. That's the power to detoxify. What about the power to adapt, which is actually the one that, by the way, there are very many, they are innumerable. They are innumerable, the powers that you have. Autophagy, which is the ability of the body to eat itself during fasting. And what does it eat? It eats the bad things that your body doesn't need. Tumors, viruses, bacteria, dead cells, dormant cells. It eats them up. Cleans up house using autophagy. Autophagy, someone even recently won a Nobel Prize in science for their work on autophagy, discovering that the body has the ability to eat itself and clean itself and renew itself during fasting. Man. So today I'm going to talk about a hunger-free life, how to live a hunger-free life, fatigue-free life, and high-energy life. And I'm talking about this as far as my own lived experience is. I used to be a hungry man. I needed to have breakfast, I needed to have lunch, I needed to have supper. Now I live a life where I only eat 1 meal a day. And before I arrive to that 1 meal, I have zero hunger. You heard right? Zero hunger. I'm not among the group of people in this world who go around saying, hey, Njare Numa, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Oh, I'm getting dizzy. I'm hungry. No, I used to be there, but now I'm not. Fatigue-free life. I recently shared a video about my lifestyle, the things that I do on a daily basis. My friend, I do high energy things. I'm working out, I don't know how many hours a day in a fasted state on an empty stomach, working out, doing serious aerobic exercises, push-ups, going to the gym, lifting weights, daily. Read my lips, daily. When I am not doing that stuff, or home workouts and gym workouts, I'm out on the road walking 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers. On an empty stomach. And when I get tired, I don't stop and eat. I don't say, oh, I'm so tired and hungry. And then I stop at a supermarket and I buy chocolate and I buy cake and buy yogurt and put my sugar levels back up again. I used to do that. Even when I began my journey, I used to do that. I used to stop and eat pineapples from these vendors, mangoes, so that I can bring my sugar level up again. But now when I am tired, I simply sit down, okay, maybe drink some water if I'm feeling thirsty, and wait for the tiredness to end. Then I start my journey again. Okay? And by the way, my first sitting is usually now either 10 kilometers, 15, sometimes I go up to 20 kilometers without the need for sitting down to rest. No need to repose. That means I'm conquering fatigue. As I go on this journey, I'm conquering fatigue. So I'm going to talk to you about a hunger-free life, fatigue-free life, and high-energy life. Which is the energy that I live? I mean, I was just asking myself, how can you go a whole year with my kind of daily routine? You're not stopping. Every day you are behaving a certain way, and that way is extreme. Well, I don't know if I can call it extreme, but for many people it is. Extreme. Exertion. Exerting your body, your muscles, your mind. I've not even told you about my evening classes, something that I'm extremely proud of. When I finished studying my university course, I thought I had finished studying. In fact, I told myself I'll never go to class again. But now I'm using online resources. There are many online resources. The one I use mostly is called Coursera. And I am racking up certificate after certificate after certificate, because every evening for 2 hours I am in class. I'm so proud of this. I never thought that I could be like this. So after having done all those physical exertions and fastings and meditations and all that the whole day, in the evening for 2 hours I have class time. I am studying human physiology, positive psychology, the art of storytelling, growing businesses, digital marketing, the science of well-being, what is the metaverse, all these things, and learning for the sake of learning. So you can imagine in 10 years' time, what kind of person am I going to be? So how do you maintain this every day? How do you become that kind of individual? Yeah. And it has to do with prayer. You do not pray to God. Kneel down and pray to God and quote scriptures and hope to become like this. No. My idea is that actually you do not need to pray, because I've just stated, number one, that you're made in the image of God. Number two, that you're not separate from God, so He's always with you. And number three, that you have powers that you cannot even imagine, begin to imagine. I have listed some of them, and I have listed very few of them. You have them. So if you want something in this realm, on this earth, you go and get it. You don't ask God for it. Why? How can you ask God for anything when He's given you all this power? And then given you power over the whole world as a human being. That's why you can see we are misusing our power, destroying the environment because we are asleep. Nuclear proliferation. We are at the risk of nuclear war. Colonization all over the world. We are hungry, we are greedy, because we are asleep. But we have that ability to affect the world. That's power that was given to us also. Power over lions, those animals. Power over a gorilla. If a gorilla grabs you, tears you to pieces, but you have power over it. And then you go asking God for things. Are you crazy? No, I don't. I don't. If I want something, I go and get it. And then I also accept that if I am in a situation that may not be pleasing to me, I take responsibility. I do not say there is a devil somewhere, demon causing me to be like this. Taking responsibility away from myself, my ability to co-create with God. I accept that I am in this situation. I have these debts. I have, unpaid this, unpaid that, because that's what I want. If I don't want it, I will change it. I will do what is needed because I have the ability, especially having reached where I've reached now, where I can go the whole day without hunger, the whole day without fatigue. Yeah, the whole day with high energy. Those are the qualities that you can bring to the arena, to the world arena, and then be able to take advantage of opportunity. Many people are unable to achieve what they want in life because they lack the energy to do it. They lack the attention required, the discipline required to get that which they want in life. And then they just spend their time praying about it. You can't. So what is prayer? Prayer is alignment and harmonization of your being with God, with the universe, with nature. Yeah. You have to align yourself. You have to harmonize the energies in yourself together with God and nature. And when I talk about aligning and harmonizing, I am not being all spooky and spiritual. I'm just saying balance your nervous system in your body together with your endocrine system. The wires which carry electricity in your body, the nervous system, the home of God, because this is the one that is responsible for your emotions, the nervous system. It's responsible for your understanding of the world, your perception. It is responsible for your consciousness. It is who you are. The nervous system is who you are. It's the one that's governing your presence here. Now, it works in collaboration with the glands in your body, the pituitary gland. The muscles themselves are glands, by the way. They produce hormones. Bones are glands. They produce hormones. Stomach produces hormones. The heart produces hormones. All these organs produce hormones. There are glands: pituitary gland, thyroid gland, thymus gland. They need to be in harmony. The nervous system and the endocrine system for glands needs to be in harmony. That is how you harmonize the energies in your body. Because once they are balanced, then your hormones are balanced. When your hormones are balanced, no one can even annoy you. When you see people with big stomachs, which is very common and actually quite liked by many people, as a sign of God having blessed you with resources. Now you can eat, you are fat, you have a belly. That is hormone imbalance. It's too much cortisol, the stress hormone in your body, caused by stress, both physical, as you're hunting for money day and night, rather mental, as you're hunting for money day and night, but also physical and chemical, as you're drinking alcohol, which keeps your cortisol levels elevated, and also eating constantly, which causes stress on your body, physical stress, chemical stress. All those things connive to keep your cortisol levels up, causes a hormonal imbalance, which then starts to deposit fats on your belly, and you manifest a belly. But because the world is sleeping, you're surrounded by sleeping people. Everyone is like, this guy seems to be doing okay. Aina sente. I don't know, he has access to resources. Man, the world we live in is amazing. Yeah. So there are some scriptures in the Bible. Isaiah 40:31, the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. In Revelations chapter 7, verse 16, never again will they hunger. Never again will they thirst. The sun will beat down on them, will not beat down on them, or any scorching heat. Some say, oh, that is spiritual hunger, spiritual thirst. You think you're not living a spiritual life? You think this life that you're living right now is not spiritual? Do you know that you are a spirit having a human experience here on earth? You say it, but do you know what that means? It means that every experience you're having here is spiritual. Whether it is going out, driving a car, going out to your work to do business, going to church, everything that you're doing here is spiritual because you are a spirit. So you may talk of hunger in the mind, which is like being discontent, you know, or you can talk hunger in the stomach. Both are spiritual experiences. Hunger in the stomach is a spiritual experience because it is you who's feeling it. You, the spirit, having a human experience. So how did I get to the level of being hunger-free, fatigue-free, high energy? That level that I am at, and I'm telling you that that level is expanding. It is not stationary. In other words, next year, if I stay in the game, I will be more hunger-free, more fatigue-free, more high energy as I stay in this realm, practicing what I'm practicing. And that is what I'm calling prayer. Like I said, prayer is alignment and harmonization with nature. You align yourself with nature. And there are techniques for aligning yourself. And those are the ones that I want to share. I've shared them before. But there are techniques for aligning yourself with God, with nature, with the universe. Harmonizing yourself. There are techniques for harmonizing your nervous system, balancing it. There are techniques for harmonizing the balance between the nervous system and the endocrine system. They're there. And that's what I'm going to share. And I've told you that the Bible is supporting. I've read these scriptures for you. Walking, not getting tired. Many people, when the sun is out, they are running inside their air-conditioned cars or inside their air-conditioned homes, inside, running away from the sun. I know why. It's all that meat that you eat. Do your research. Meat eaters. Too much toxicity in your body. You respond negatively to the sun. You are afraid of the sun. Because you eat badly. You're eating human flesh, rather animal flesh. It is causing a lot of toxins in your body, and the sun is beating down. You have no friendship with the sun. So they even sell you sunscreen. An African with melanin in your skin, which is supposed to be protecting you from the sun, the whole range, electromagnetic range of sun rays. It's supposed to be protecting you. But now, because you are sinning against your body by eating things you're not supposed to be eating, they are even selling you sunscreen, something that is for Bazungu, people who do not have melanin. But you, the African, also you are applying melanin because you have lost your abilities. Melanin is a superpower. You have lost your capabilities because you do not understand yourself. You do not understand how to harmonize yourself with nature. I used to be like that. I used to run away from the sun. As a matter of fact, the sun always gave me migraines. I was known for being the guy who, when I go in the sun, not only does it beat down on me, but I also get migraines. But when I changed my life, when I understood who I am, when I woke up my latent powers, I now crave the sun, craving it. I want to go out in the sun at 2 p.m. When I'm walking these long distances on my empty stomach, you really think I'm stopping at some shops to rest under the sun? No, I'm in the sun walking. I love the sun. I am aware of the power of the sun. I'm aware of my relationship with the sun. The sun loves me. I'm a new man now. I don't even know what a migraine is anymore. How does it hurt? I don't know. But I lived my life inside a migraine. The sun used to give me migraine. Alcohol used to give me, and I used to consume alcohol every day. Hangovers. I knew migraines. I knew Panadol. I lived with Panadol. So let me see. I'm going to tell you how I became hunger free, fatigue free, and high energy. And I'm going to talk about the human superpower of adaptation. The body and the mind have the ability to adapt. Can you imagine? That's why the human being conquered all the areas on earth. That's why the human being eats all kinds of food and doesn't die. Because we have the ability to adapt. You put us in a certain environment, our nervous system changes and adjusts for you to survive in that environment. It's amazing. That's a superpower. The ability to adapt. And that's superpower. Like so many of the superpowers that we have been dumbed down by our lifestyle. Our lifestyle dams down our powers. Man. So when I started to walk, let me tell you, when you engage in exercise of all sorts, but this one I'm just going to talk about walking, but walking is a representation of all exercise. So I'm not talking down on other kinds of exercise, because I do other kinds of exercise. Walking is just one of them. But I am known for walking, so I'm going to talk about walking. When you walk, there is something called capillarization. Because your muscles are demanding blood all the time, the higher demand than a normal average modern man, the body creates new pathways for the blood. The blood begins to carve out new pathways, create new rivers through your muscles, through your organs, for the purpose of supplying them with the oxygen that they demand. Your lifestyle is demanding a lot of oxygen and nutrients. And so the body adapts by creating new pathways for the blood. So you get new capillaries. So by living the life that I live, I have more capillaries in my body than the average modern man. That means I have the ability to oxygenate and nourish my body faster than the average man as an adaptation to my lifestyle. I always say that form comes from function. Function creates form. How your body is functioning is how it is formed. So if your body is functioning as a high energy machine, it will adapt to the demands. And capillarization is the process by which more capillaries are formed in your body to cater for the needs for more oxygen and more nutrients. So capillarization is an adaptation of the body and a superpower that you are not taking advantage of, because you are docile. Shall I call it docile or sedentary? You don't move, just eat. Then there is also another adaptation where the mitochondria are the powerhouses of, I better take some coffee. Yeah, I love me a cup of coffee every now and then. Nice. So mitochondria are the powerhouses of our bodies. Okay, do some research. Now there is ChatGPT, Gemini. You can do some research on these things. There's no need to over-explain them. But mitochondria are the small little organelles that are inside our cells that produce the energy that we need for life. So when you need more energy, when you are doing, for example, breath work, as I do breath work, Wim Hof breath work, where you hold your breath and all that, create conditions of low oxygen in your body, or when you exercise and you're breathing hard and there is low oxygen and your body is looking for oxygen, it adapts by increasing the number of mitochondria in your cells. So when you live a high energy lifestyle such as mine, breathworks, meditation, exercise, your body knows it needs more energy. It needs to generate more energy. So it creates more mitochondria. More mitochondria means you have more energy. Yeah. And do you know what you use energy for? All those superpowers that I mentioned. Digestion, reproduction, autophagy, homeostasis, immune system, memory, language, planning. All these things need energy. So when you increase the energy in your body, you increase the quality of your life. So you need to use adaptation to have more mitochondria. And also what happens with these mitochondria, when they are burning food, this glucose, when you're eating and your mitochondria are burning food, especially glucose, there's an inefficient burning. As the mitochondria keep working, they produce what they call reactive oxidative species. Let's say toxic fumes. Let's call them toxic fumes. Like burning diesel and produces smoke. Yeah. Now these reactive oxidative species, these toxic fumes, prevent the mitochondria from working well. They poison the mitochondria. So the mitochondria keep on working inefficiently and just producing a lot of heat and a lot of fumes and less energy. That's why people tend to even eat too much. You get hungry so quickly because as much as you are eating, you are not burning efficiently, getting the energy efficiently. So your body says, okay, you have eaten, but man, we're not getting energy. Why? Because your mitochondria are few and they are not burning efficiently. So the body just sends you hunger signals. It just tells you, why, man, eat some more. And then you go on your phone and order some more junk food. Yeah, you lose your power. So when you are fasting, one of the things that happens is that those reactive oxidative species in your cells, which are poisoning your mitochondria, are removed through the process of autophagy and also antioxidants, because you produce antioxidants. You allow the antioxidants in your cells to work during the resting period of fasting. And then you're able to clean out the mitochondria, allowing the mitochondria to work more efficiently. If you add exercise to it, they adapt by increasing in number, but also in producing oxygen more efficiently. They call that oxygen efficiency. Another superpower that you have lost When you lose oxygen efficiency, I've told you, it makes you hungry all the time. You have to eat, plus you're weak. And when you're weak, you cannot be creative. Or at least you cannot come up with the ideas that are big. You dream only small dreams, which your low energy can carry out. Also, a person of low energy tends to do things that are selfish because they are so concerned with where they are going to get the next meal. They are insecure about where they're going to get the next meal. So they tend to only be selfish, to pull towards themselves and to hold and accumulate so that they can be sure of tomorrow. But when you are living a high energy life, you are more altruistic, altruism, charitable. You think more of the universe and others and more of humanity because you are not insecure. You have no hunger. You have no hunger. A person who's hungry is dangerous, and that's the majority of us. Yeah, people think first of their stomach. Yeah, many people fall in bad relationships just because they were fed right. Women know. Women are aware that the way to a man's stomach, to a man's heart, is through his stomach. Yeah, he's a hungry man. He's insecure. Deal with that hunger. Feed it. Feed that addiction, and the man will go nowhere. He'll stay. Yeah. So if you want to be one person that thinks of humanity, that does not desire to accumulate or to hoard, because inside of him is already secure in security. Increase the number of your mitochondria, increase the number of your uh, the oxygen efficiency of your mitochondria. So through exercise, through fasting, you're able to do that. There is also another thing that causes you to be hunger free, fatigue free, is your nervous system. Once again, the autonomic nervous system. The nervous system, autonomic nervous system, is the nervous system that works on its own. And that's the majority, the one that runs your life, your organs, and everything. It works on its own. Okay? And it is made of two parts, parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. Yeah. So it needs to be in balance. It's like a seesaw. It needs to be in balance. Sympathetic system goes up, parasympathetic brings it down. It is supposed to be in balance. And that is what I was calling alignment and harmonization. Once the parasympathetic and the sympathetic are in balance, one of the things that disappears is craving. Craving for food, craving for sex, craving for social media, stimulation. So all these things, these addictions that you're suffering, the ones that keep you chasing all day long, are because your nervous system is dysregulated. When you regulate it, you get a sense of peace. That's what they call inner peace, contentment, joy, love, compassion, empathy, all those beautiful patience. Many people can't wait because they are sympathetic nervous system. They're always in fight and flight mode. They are sympathetic. They're always anxious. And then you tell that person to wait. They cannot wait. They have the inability to wait because their nervous system is out of here. So when your nervous system is out of here, unregulated, that's how you end up becoming fatigued, because fatigue is a signal sent out by the nervous system to the body, to the mind, to the brain, as a signal to fatigue you. So the more calm you are, that's why you see like boxers, or I like watching UFC, mixed martial arts fights every once in a while. And one thing you look at a fighter in the ring is their faces are calm. They don't express anxiety. Even when he's being, what do they call it, grabbed, I forgot what they call it, put on the ground, wrestled, and you look at his face, he's trying to breathe slowly. Okay? He's trying to remain calm. He's trying to calculate his next move so that he's not choked into submission. Do you know why? Because he is trying to regulate his nervous system. He's not allowing his parasympathetic system to take over, sympathetic system to take over the parasympathetic. He's not going to allow his heart to start racing. Oh, I'm in trouble. This guy's about to choke me. Oh, I better do something. No. So the nervous system is responsible for how you feel. The hunger, the fatigue. It is the one that sends all these signals for the hormones of hunger to be produced. The hormone called ghrelin, and another one for satisfaction called leptin. The nervous system is the one regulating all these hormones that make you hungry or feel satisfied. So the moment that you balance the autonomic nervous system through breath work is so powerful in balancing the nervous system, man. Man, that's what they always tell you. When you need to manage your stress, you breathe, hold, then count about up to 4, then release. They're trying to balance your nervous system. Another thing that balances your nervous system is walking, exercise. Exercise balances your nervous system. So you don't easily feel hungry, don't easily feel fatigued. Oh boy, carbon dioxide tolerance. Carbon dioxide builds up as your respiration in the mitochondria is inefficient or whatever, even if it's efficient. As you're doing work, energy production produces carbon dioxide. And there are receptors in the body that pick up the level of carbon dioxide in your body. Some of the receptors are in the brainstem, in your spinal cord, and they pick up the level of carbon dioxide. When it goes up, you start to become breathless, you start to become uncomfortable, irritable, and all that. So breath work, exercise, fasting, all these things help you to manage your carbon dioxide tolerance. When I'm doing breath work, I hold my breath for 1.5 minutes, then I breathe again, then I hold again for 2 minutes, I breathe, then I hold for 2.5 minutes, then finally I hold for 3 minutes. But in these conditions of holding my breath, I create an environment in my body called hypoxia, which is low oxygen. The body starts now to adapt to that environment of low oxygen by becoming more tolerant to carbon dioxide. The nervous system stops being fearful of a carbon dioxide environment. Instead, the nervous system becomes more curious. Let's see how far we can go with this high carbon dioxide levels in this guy's body. You change the tune of the song from fear to curiosity. Great things happen. Great things happen with this body when you know it. So when you become high carbon dioxide tolerant, you can walk 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers without getting tired, because your body knows how to tolerate high carbon dioxide, which is rising as you are walking. But you need to put conditions in place. There's also something called lung efficiency, which is the ability of your lungs to remove carbon dioxide and take in oxygen. Many people have inefficient lungs because they don't use them. When you don't use it, you lose it. That's a common axiom. Yeah. Lung efficiency through exercise, as you're huffing and puffing, through walking, through breathing exercises, through fasting, because fasting just cleans up the lungs, cleans up, balances everything. So your lungs become light, all those things that have been clogging them, all those foods and fats that have been clogging them, all that alcohol, all those toxins. Fasting always gets rid of them. So fasting makes you light. You become enlightened. Opens up so the lungs start working well. You start breathing deeper. Exercise does. All this stuff does. So your body becomes more efficient. So I have increased the efficiency of my lungs. I have increased my carbon dioxide tolerance. I have increased the number of my mitochondria, which are the energy powerhouses of the body. I've also increased the efficiency with which they work, their oxygen production efficiency. I have increased the number of capillaries in my body. I have more veins, more channels for oxygenation and capillarization. And so because of that, I have become fatigue free, I have become hunger free, and I have become high energy. And guess what? It does not end. As I'm speaking to you today, tomorrow I'll be stronger than I am today. Because the journey doesn't end, it keeps going. Now, this routine that has caused me to be hunger free, fatigue free, and high energy is a prayer. For me, that is the prayer. There is no way I could have gone and fasted, or not fast, maybe fasting, yeah, but prayed, knelt down and prayed, and I become hunger free, fatigue free, and high energy. No way. No way. Quote whatever scripture you want to quote. You will not. The other day I saw a story, a video of some rap guy, some gospel rap guy, collapsing on stage and dying of a heart attack. He had been suffering diabetes. When I had watched his earlier video, I've forgotten his name. He was talking of burgers, talking of pizza. That was the life he lived. I'm not saying blaming him because I know that he was ignorant, like most of you and me in this world. So we are born in ignorance. And our journey of spirituality is a journey of acquiring knowledge until you become knowledge embodied. So we all come from deep. So I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying that his life was a life of pizza and eating. He was making all this money from rapping and consuming more and eating more. And when he got diabetes, his idea of getting well was going to the doctor for treatment. And the doctors were giving him all these insulin things. They were cutting off at a certain time. They cut off his toes because he had to keep on eating his pizzas. And besides, now he had the resources. He was fat until his organs got messed up and he died right on stage. But when he collapsed on stage, the thing that amazed me the most were the other Christian guys that were rapping, band members were, in Jesus' name, by his stripes we are healed. Lord, we call upon you to heal. The guy's dying. He will die. If you are not aligned, you will die. The prayer is for you to align. Prayer is alignment. That's what it is. I'm not saying don't pray. It has its purposes because prayer, me, I don't pray. But if I was to pray, it would be a form of affirmation, positive affirmation. Actually, I pray because I do affirmations. I say I am one with God, I'm one with the universe, one with the absolute, the infinite source of everything I will ever need and ever desire. I am extremely content. I'm acutely aware that I am enough. I am meditation. I am breath work. I am courageous and fearless. I am energetic and abundantly healthy. I am wise. I am joyful. I am knowledgeable. I do that so that I can tune my mind towards that which I want as a form of affirmation. But you have to back it up with actions. Those actions are your daily routine. Your daily routine is the prayer that attracts the things that you want in your life. If you want wealth, material wealth, esente, money, you have to spend 70% of your day doing things that bring money. And you will get your money. Whether that makes you happy or not is a question for another day, a discussion for another day. Yeah, there is nothing that you're going to get unless you are vibrating at its frequency or aligned to it. Everything you get it because it's what you deserve. It's alignment. So your daily actions are prayer. And it does not matter whether you believe or not. Because when a thief or a murderer plants a garden of cassava, the cassava grows. Because their prayer will be answered because they have taken the necessary action. They have aligned themselves by cultivating soil, weeding it, adding fertilizers. That is the process of prayer, alignment, and it will inevitably deliver results. So when I am living my life, I am creating a condition where I wake up all the superpowers that are in my body and my mind. They are latent. Modernity has made them latent. They are sleeping. Take a power like a power of metabolic flexibility, which is the ability to go from burning sugar to burning fat quickly. We all have it, but the more that we eat, the more that we lose that ability, so that we are only reliant on burning glucose for energy. So that when we do not have food in our body, we become dizzy, we become irritant, we want to die. And that reliance on burning glucose turns us into food addicts. We cannot live without food. And once you cannot live without food, you become a slave to your stomach. And the moment a word slave is tied on you, you become less free. Lack of freedom. You lack freedom. So you spend your whole life, your short life here on earth, looking for food. 80 years or 70 years or 50 years, the only thing you did was look for food. And when you found it, storing it. Because you want to ensure that tomorrow you have more food. Hating people who threatened your food. Groveling on the ground and begging people, those who were giving you food. That's what you did on this beautiful heaven called earth. You chased food, you hoarded food, you accumulated food. You hated those who threatened your food. You fought them. You lied to get more food. This is terrible. Why? You've lost your metabolic flexibility, among many other things. But if you woke up your latent power to burn fat when there is no glucose, hunger goes away. Like when I am walking, I don't get hungry because when the glucose which has been in my body is finished, my body switches and starts to burn fats. And once the body and the brain are getting their energy, they don't send you hunger signals. So I don't get hungry. Oh, oh my God, I need to stop and eat a cake. My energy levels have gone down. I need to take some glucose. I need to drink a soda. Because I already have the energy that I'm getting from burning fat. I have metabolic flexibility. If I didn't have it, I would need to be moving with like 30,000 in my pocket. Because I have to pay to keep my glucose levels up. Yes. So prayer is the only thing you need to pray for is to wake up your real true powers as the human being that you are. A copy of God, an image of God, to wake up your powers. Because once you have those powers, then now you can create the world that you want. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop a man who always has high energy, a man who has discipline. I've been studying for 2 years. If I was studying to get a PhD in energy sciences with a dream of working in Hoima, in the Uganda petroleum industry, by now I would be having a PhD. But that's not what I want. I want this life. I was actually telling my mother when I went to visit her in Kawale that if I got anything now in my life that stops me from living the way I am living, I will not accept it. Even $1,000,000, I will say no to it. Because I have created an environment where I need nothing. It is a spectrum. It's not an event. It's not a stage that you need nothing. Maybe I'm at a level where I'm a little bit corruptible. But I can assure you that as I stay in the game, next week I'll be needing less than I need today. Where I am enough. I am just enough. I'm just there, blissed out. I'm sitting, I'm blissed out. Yeah. And don't say that I don't work. I work. I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm involved in the cottage industry. I produce products. But I am not attached to hunting for money with those products. And in fact, because I am not attached for hunting money, I am more interested in how my products solve the problems of humanity. I want to create beautiful products. My thinking is more about how do I create a beautiful product that is used all over. And when I get the money from my products, because I eat once a day, because I don't run around looking for women, I used to do that. I don't need alcohol. I cannot walk from here and go to a hotel because I'm going to eat fish or I'm going to eat Chinese food. I mean, I can, but I don't. I used to. I used to dream of a time when I'd be going to restaurants to eat this food, go to restaurants to eat that food. Now I don't care about that stuff. That doesn't mean that you will not find me there. But if you find me there, it's not because I need to go there. Those days I would say I need to get money so that I can eat this food regularly. Eat good food, go to nice restaurants, go to good bars, date beautiful young girls. Now I don't need that. Wear designer clothes. Now I don't need that. I'll wear my vest and my shorts until they get dirty. After 4 days, I change them. I have shoes which I don't wear. I mean, because of my lifestyle. I have more than I need. But I've created that for me. I've created that for me through my understanding of prayer, which is, once again, alignment and harmonization. The balancing of the nervous system with the endocrine system. The awakening of your latent powers, which are sleeping because of the world in which you are born. The evil world that is meant to suppress you, keep you a slave, waste your time here on earth. Be born asleep, die asleep as a slave to the system. Yeah, you need to wake up to that. And then wake up your powers to create anything that you want. All right. Enough spoken for the day. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Put whatever comments you want to put. Yeah. I hope to come up with many more of these and educate. Cheers.